Hola, buenos días. Soy señorita Simmons y estoy aquí para prepararos para el examen oral. I'm here today to help Year 11 to get ready for their next speaking controlled assessment. So this short Vega video is all about getting in control of your Spanish speaking exam, getting in control of the controlled assessments. By the end of this session, you should be able to understand how to get the best marks in your assessment on celebrity life. Here are the points that we are going to cover. Number one, what's the speaking mark scheme all about? Let's break it down into its components, understand what we have to do. Number two, what's the actual task at hand? And can you play a starring role? Number three, socorro, help. Okay, so you've been here before. The speaking mark scheme is the same no matter what the topic area. You are still going to be assessed on communication, range and accuracy, pronunciation and intonation, interaction and fluency. Communication, are you getting across the main ideas that you are supposed to? Does the examiner, your teacher, understand what it is that you're trying to convey? Range and accuracy. If you are speaking and you are saying interesante, 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 it is no longer interesting, it is boring. And make sure that what you're saying actually makes sense. Make sure that you have accuracy in terms of how you are using verbs, how you're using tenses, and we'll talk a little bit more about how you can prepare for that. Pronunciation and intonation, you must make sure that you have your best Spanish accent and not your Spanglish accent. If you don't know what I mean, come see me. Intonation, when it's a question, make it sound like a question. When you are speaking, try to follow the natural rhythms that we have when we are speaking in any language, so it doesn't sound flat and dry and boring. Interaction and fluency. So this particular celebrity live task is an interview, so you need to demonstrate that you are able to ask questions as well as answer them. It's always been a case in MFL, even from Key Stage 3, about seeking and also conveying information. Fluency, just do the best that you can to make the sentences that you're putting together sound like they belong together and not disjointed. Second point, so what's the actual task at hand and can you play a starring role? It's an interview and it's about the daily routine and lifestyle of a celebrity. So you have pretty much free reign within the guidelines given to take that theme and really run with it. You can think about the celebrities that you admire, you can literally put yourself in the position of being your own celebrity and what would you do, and it's you that has the starring role. So there you go. Remember that your teacher is going to be the interviewer. However, you need to be prepared to also ask questions, given that it is supposed to be an interaction. You must prepare very, very, very well, as you have done so far. You need to be able to speak for 4 to 6 minutes in total, and you need to be able to talk at length for each of the points. Remember, when you prepared for your previous speaking assessment, it's probably about 4 to 6 lines for each particular question that you're asking, or it's probably 4 to 6 lines for each question that you are preparing for, so that it doesn't sound like you've just got a short 30-second answer. Socorro, help. One of the things that we need to be able to do, and we do it in English and we do it in other languages that we speak, is be clever hesitators. So we need to have those phrases that will help to buy us some time. I probably could have done with some today. For example, when we're speaking in English, we might naturally say or well, and in Spanish you have some phrases and words like pues or vamos a ver or déjame pensar un momento. Just so that you can buy a little bit of time for yourself, because it is pressurizing being recorded in any language, and you want to give yourself lots of different tools that you can take out of your toolbox and make sure that you can get back on track with the presentation that you've planned. Be opinionated. Make sure that you are giving your opinion and that you are justifying your opinions, just in the way that you have to do for speaking in your English lessons as well and exams. There are a range of different opinions. You can move right away from me gusta and no me gusta, all the way up to some very clever ones, such as me pone de los nervios, no aguanto, y considero que. Oh, don't forget to ask the question. What's happened before with your speaking assessments is that you are the person that gives the information on 5 or 6 points, and then your teacher examiner will give you one surprise question. This is an interaction, so you must make sure that you are asking very interesting questions too. En sumario, para resumir, so remember that you've got 30 marks up for grabs, you've got 10 marks for communication, you've got 10 marks for range and accuracy, you've got 5 marks for pronunciation and intonation, and 5 marks for interaction and fluency. So it's an interview, una entrevista de 4 a 6 minutos, and you are going to speak from the role of a celebrity. The language and the style of it should seem quite natural, just like when you switch on whatever video you're watching of a celebrity on YouTube, or when you turn on the TV to watch a particular chat show. It comes over as a very sort of relaxed style. I know you will not necessarily feel relaxed because it's an exam, but we can work on that so it comes across that way. And yes, ask questions. So I'm going to give you just some headlines now about the type of topics that you'll need to cover within this. So the first one will be sort of tell me about yourself, personal information, name, age, etc. Háblame un poco de ti mismo. Second question might be something like, what is a typical day like for you? Describe un día típico para ti. Third point would be a question such as, how do you spend your free time? ¿Qué haces durante tu tiempo libre? And then to finish up, you'll probably hear something like, how was your lifestyle before becoming a celebrity? And you can see there that you've got an opportunity to use different past tenses. The natural one to use would be the imperfect, because you're describing or narrating a series of events that happened in the past. So for example, you might hear a question like, ¿Cómo era tu vida antes de ser famoso o ser famosa? Last 2 points would be something like, do you enjoy being famous? ¿Te gusta ser famoso? So you can decide whether or not you're one of those people who's more of a Kim Kardashian who seems to love it, or a Kanye West who's got a love-hate relationship with being famous. It's up to you. Your final question would probably be something like, what would you like to do in the future, which gives you the opportunity to use different future tenses. So you've got the real future, you've got the simple future, what you are going to do, and you could also chuck in some conditional in there talking about what you would do. There will be a surprise point or question, but as you know, we'll prepare you as well for that type of question as we can in classes and also in intervention. Entonces, muchísimas gracias por ver este video y suerte.